We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Between Two Props. I'm Zach Ziegler, currently joined by Wheeling University head women's rugby coach Ken Pape. And Ken, the time is here. You're in the national championship game this weekend against Southern Nazarene. Talk about the feeling of being in this national championship game.
Wow, it's like it's a very incredible feeling. You know, we've been here before. You know, at a previous institution, and you know, we weren't quite prepared. You know, so getting those reps of playing at that level is extremely important. But you know, right now the feeling is just electric. You know, the women got a good view of the men winning it last year in the sevens. So you know, they've seen what it takes. You know, they're working really hard. So it's a really cool feeling. To answer your question.
And talk about your weekend at Obet's Fortress. You guys get the win. You had tested by Virginia in that quarterfinal game. Then you come back and get the win against Northeastern in the semis. Talk about the weekend in general.
Well, I mean, first of all, it was a great weekend. You know, we got up there a day early. We got ourselves acclimated, and you know, we had watched a bunch of Virginia film. We kind of knew what they were going to try to do, and they didn't do any of those things. So, you know, our women were just sheerly playing rugby without Virginia went off plan pretty early. We took a big lead early. Our offense was just firing, and I think we took the foot off the gas pedal a little too early. And Virginia was able to capitalize all the way up until the end. You know, we had a couple miscues there where they were able to score. But, you know, the women held true. You know, that could have been an easy letdown game, you know. And then, you know, playing Northeastern, you know, we watched them play an absolute smasher against Michigan. They were kind of beat up from that game. So, you know, we knew that we had to come out early and smash early. So we went with a very specific game plan to kind of shut them down. And it worked in the very beginning, and then they started to come back. So, you know, this week we're really concentrating on not taking our foot off the gas pedal. Southern Nazarene will kill you.
And you guys really relied on your captains in that weekend as a whole. You had Alexis Dallas had a big game in the quarterfinal. Emma Ty continuing her success. Talk about the captains and their leadership they're providing on the field.
I mean, we wouldn't be here without them. They're just absolutely incredible. You know, Emma Ty's overall leadership of she leads all of the captains, and you know, her voice out there when she talks, people listen. You know, Alexis Dallas, you know, commanding the defense and moving around and scoring. You know, taking the big carries when she needs to, shutting down the big attacker when she needs to. You know, Dakota Burgess, like her lineouts have been incredible. You know, her keeping the team camaraderie moving forward has been great. And Bella Galata, I mean, you know, here's someone that has been putting her foot on the ball constantly. She's scoring tries, she's kicking for posts, but that's not even the good part. The way she's mentored some of these younger players to prepare them so that when we do get into a situation where we got to make a quick sub, they're ready. You know, Bella's got those kids ready, which is great.
And you guys looking at Southern Nazarene this weekend, obviously a top team. They've been ranked in the top 5 throughout the year. Talk about the challenges they're going to face here in this championship game.
Southern Nazarene is almost a mirror image of us. You know, we run very similar attack systems. We're very, very similar defense systems. They hit hard. They run hard. You know, I knew, and I predicted this early on, that Southern Nazarene would be in the Final Four. And I said if they faced Northeastern, you know, depending on how the pools had laid out, you know, I think that Southern Nazarene from the beginning, I've said it from the beginning, that they were gonna come out of their bracket as the 2 seed. And you know, to face them, I think is great. You know, you're going to see really solid rugby across the board. You know, the number 1 team versus the number 2 team. You can't get much better than that.
You're watching Between Two Props with Wheeling University head women's rugby coach Ken Pape. And Ken, you guys are going to fly down to Houston here on Wednesday to kind of get acclimated to the time zone. Talk about adjusting to that period and getting ready for this game and the build up to Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you make that kind of a big travel, you know, you got to blow your lungs out. You know, you got to get all of the air from West Virginia out of it, and you got to fill it up with Houston air. That's 2 different kinds of airs. One's dry, one's wet. You know, so we're going to go in there with a little bit of science behind us. We're traveling with a full complement of athletic trainers and such to keep our women ready, and you know, being able to get those treatments that are needed. And you know, getting up there Wednesday is really going to help us. It's going to really benefit us. You know, being able to do some team bonding, we're do some community outreach while we're down there. You know, keep the women grounded and just keep them super busy, right? From rugby to homework and all the rest. You know, we don't want them really thinking about the game until they absolutely have to.
And you mentioned last season you guys made the NYRA National Championship game with your previous institution. Having that experience and having been on that stage, how is that going to help you coming into this year's championship here with Wheeling?
You know, at the end of that game, I looked at them all and I said, remember how you feel right now. do you ever want to feel this again? Did you do everything you had to do to prepare for this game? And across the board, the answer was no. We knew that Davenport was a great squad last year, and I think we kind of just let our foot off the gas pedal, like we were talking about earlier. And captains Emma Ty and some of the seniors like Jill Stewart, they've come out and they've told the players, you don't want to feel what we felt last year. And here's an interesting statistic for you. Isabella Galata has played in the last 3 national championship games. She's a transfer from Notre Dame College to Lander. So she went to the national championship game with Notre Dame College against Michigan. She lost. She's gone to Lander, played against Davenport, and lost. Now this is her 3rd straight national championship. We're hoping through 3 times the charm here. So it's incredible.
And finally, all on the line here on Saturday. Talk about your message to your girls going into this game.
The message is really clear. You have a job to do. We've been preparing for this all year. Every game that we've played has been a build-up game. We started off with Emory and Henry in the beginning of the year, and the competition just progressively got harder and harder and harder. Last weekend was a testament of that, right? 2 of the best teams in the country. It's incredible. The buildup has just been immense to prepare these women for this game this weekend. And, I think they're ready for it. The message for them has been the same thing. Nothing changes. We are going to go through our bits and bots. We're going to do the things that we do best, and we're going to make the other team have to do things that they don't normally do to get them out of their system. So it's going to be a great game. They're well coached over there, so I've been talking to the women a lot about that. Their coaching staff over there is great. So, the message is clear. Do what you got to do. Let's survive. Let's win.
Thanks, Ken. Good luck in the national championship. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.